everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Upcycled Adulting, where I am here to help you upcycle your real life into your best life by creating healthy habits, growing to accomplish your goals, and overcoming obstacles. And today we're going to be talking about one of the biggest obstacles we all face, and that is having way too much to do and not enough time or energy. Now, this is very similar to feeling overwhelmed, but it's slightly different because today what I'm going to be talking about is the odd stuff that comes up in your life, whether it's expected or unexpected big life events like having a baby, moving, changing jobs, the holidays, a crisis, grief, so forth and so on, can add to an already packed to-do list, an already busy life, an already full plate, tipping you right over the edge. So is it overwhelming? Yes, but this goes far beyond the average overwhelm that most people are talking about, where your daily life is simply overwhelming. Now, if you already have an overwhelming daily life, this event or this happening in your life is sure to put you right past your breaking point because you're already so close anyways. But either way, when you find yourself with too much to do, and too little time or energy, these are the tips that are going to help you. And if you are not currently in that situation, yay, because you can prepare yourself for that eventuality. I guarantee you life will throw you a curveball at some point, and you will wish that you had done the prep that you needed to do to help you soar through that a little bit more easily. Inserting these simple steps into your life will also help you to streamline what you already have going on and make space for what really matters most to you. So let's get started. The number one thing I'm going to tell you to do is to get help. Now, that might look like accepting help, it might look like asking for help, or it might even look for hiring help. And I want you to hear me out on this because I know a lot of you are now like, I got to turn her off. She doesn't understand. I don't have the support system. I don't have the money. I can't do that. So hear me out on this help thing because I think that you'll find this really beneficial. One, it's important to understand and recognize that the best way to deepen connections or create closeness in a relationship is to ask for or to accept help. Even if you are a lone wolf, even if you feel terrible doing it, even if you feel like you're constantly demanding so much, it's really important for you to know that this is actually the easiest way to build your relationships. So, for anybody out there who's thinking, I don't really know anyone, I'm not close enough to anyone to ask for help, if you want to get closer, the way to do it is asking for help. I know it sounds like putting the cart before the horse, but it really isn't. That's actually how we lean in. We show up in a vulnerable way. We create trust and we create deeper connection. So ask for help. If somebody is offering to help you, accept that help. Let people show up for you when you need them most. Know that you are giving them something in doing that. I often have heard people say, don't block my blessing. And what that means is let me do something good to help you because, that then would be my future blessing or my karma, right? So let people go ahead and pay it forward to you or pay it in advance to you, knowing that it will come to them eventually from you or somebody else. Let people show up for you. When I talk about hiring help, people always tell me that they don't have the money to do it, but I want you to understand that there are flexible ways to do this, and it can even save you money to hire help. Doing things like picking up your groceries or having them delivered rather than going in the store will help avoid impulse buys and save you money. In addition, subscribing to things like a meal order, a meal prep kit, like a Blue Apron or HelloFresh, those kinds of things will help you because it will prevent you from ordering out, right? We still need to get fed. And actually, in times of overwhelm or high stress, feeding ourselves can be really hard, especially feeding ourselves nutritiously. The problem there is if we're eating convenient snack foods like crackers and chips and whatever we can get our hands on quick and easy, we're going to have lower energy, which is going to make it even harder for us to deal with this too much to do, high pressure time. So if we lean into ordering things like meal services or meal kit services, it makes cooking quicker and easier. It reduces decision fatigue about what we're going to eat. You can always increase the number of servings you need so that you can have the same meal twice in a row. You have leftovers, so you can have it for lunch the next day, and it will prevent you from eating out. That means money saved because eating out is extremely expensive, especially right now. So, this is a great way to hire some help and save money at the same time. Other ways that you can hire help are, of course, housekeeping, laundry services, things of that nature. Now, please do know that right now, as I'm doing this video, it's Christmas time. Hiring your neighbor's teenager to come wrap gifts for you, that's a real thing. A lot of young people want to make some extra money. It's not that expensive, and they know how to and enjoy wrapping. So you can absolutely lean into that, as well as hiring somebody potentially a younger person, like again, a high school student, to be a mother's helper or to help with decorating, whatever else it is that you need to do. Really thinking outside the box a little bit can be very, very helpful in this way. You can also hire a cleaning service to come one time and clean your house. And no, they do not care if your house is cluttered. It just is what it is. You've got whatever you've got going on. And if you need somebody to come in and just do a thorough clean, yes, you may still end up with toys on the floor or wherever they happen to be, but they'll be on a clean floor, and that might actually give you a little bit of peace. Number 2 is switch to paper. Switching to paper is really important for reducing how much daily work you have to do. I'm going to go ahead and link below this book that I love. It's called How to Keep House While Drowning by Casey Davis. And it talks about all the ways that you can reduce the load of everyday stuff that you have to do. Things like dishes, laundry, maintaining your home, things like that, and ways that you can shift your mindset to begin to perceive your housework as morally neutral. Whatever is going on here, it is morally neutral. And I like to say that switching and making things easier on yourself gives you a little buffer. You can use paper products forever if that's what works for you. There is nothing wrong with that. There's no shame in that. If that's what allows you to show up well in your life, to pursue your goals, to function more easily, absolutely 100% do it. The best thing that we can do is reduce how much we have going in our everyday lives. At the beginning of the video, I said, if you're already overwhelmed and then one of these things is going on in your life, like holidays, new baby, move, any of that, it's too much. It's going to push you over the edge. One of the ways that we can reduce our normal level is actually this number 2 tip, switch to paper. When we start reducing what we expect of ourselves in our homes, it makes a huge difference. And we need to get really clear on understanding that expectations become the baseline. And when we meet expectations, we do not give ourselves credit for that. We end up just feeling like we barely made it, right? We barely made it under the wire. In reality, we need to change that expectation. Your expectation of how you keep your home should not include washing walls, washing baseboards, scrubbing your whole shower and tub every single week. There's a lot of things that we need to think about and think of how can we reduce this. Even if you're not currently in a time of crisis or a time with unexpected pressure or expected pressure, because we want to bring down that expectation, right? We want to make sure that there's room in our lives for us, for our goals, for our dreams, for that thing that might change or come up, for the holidays that we know are coming, right? We want to make sure that we already have the space in our lives. And I understand that some of you might be like, but when I'm not in those things and I have this lower baseline, what am I going to do? I'm going to be bored. No, you will not be bored. Your value and worth is not based on your productivity. All right. It's okay when you have the time and you have the bandwidth to tackle a project around your house. Maybe you want to deep clean something, but we need to make sure that that baseline expectation is low enough. And that means switching to paper, not folding socks or underwear or pajamas, just throwing those in the drawers, getting back to basics and doing things as simple and streamlined as possible. Now, number 3 is going to sound like it's contradicting number 2. Don't worry. I will explain exactly what I mean. Number 3 is eliminate paper. One of the things that's hardest for people to manage is the amount of paper coming to their house on a daily basis, right? The mail never stops. It's going through the bills and the papers from school and the kids' folders and the junk mail and all of it. It becomes really overwhelming. Before we know it, we have a countertop cluttered with papers. We can't find the paper we need. The bill is running late because we've got a crazy situation going on right now, and we need to make that streamlined. Okay, so let's talk about a couple ways to do that. One of the best ways to eliminate paper is to put all of your bills on auto pay. Now, some of you right now are like, I can't do that. I don't want to overdraft my account. I don't want this to be an issue. You can auto pay your bills to credit cards, get the points from your credit cards, and actually end up ahead of the game by doing it this way. For example, I use a credit card that is associated with my local hub airline, Delta, to pay my bills. Because of that, I acquire airline miles. I have platinum status. I get upgrades for free. I get to check bags for free, right? Some of y'all have seen me do videos about prepping to go out of town and all the things that I take to make myself more comfortable. And I always say, I check my bag because I check it for free. And so that means I can take my pillow, I can take my spices, I can take my little mini blender, I can take all that. Okay. So eliminating the paper, the bills coming to your house will already take something off of your plate because you won't have to worry about remembering to pay the bill. It'll just auto pay, right? If it auto pays to a credit card, you get all those points. The only bill you intentionally pay every month is your credit card bill. And if you pay it off every month, you pay no interest. That's actually how I do it. The other thing that you can do is eliminate junk mail. Now, some of y'all, I've heard you talking about this, wishing you could stop the junk mail. You can stop the junk mail. If you go to the blog post that is the same as this video, the too much to do, not enough time or energy blog post, okay, you will find a link in that blog post to shut off your junk mail because you can do it. In fact, it's important and essential for also sustainability purposes, for your own mental health sometimes, to just shut down that junk mail. This is especially true if you travel more and you don't want your mailbox becoming cluttered with junk mail. So we want to reduce how much paper is coming into our home. That's less stuff to go through. It's less stuff to file. It's less stuff to mess with. It's less stuff, period. And if your bills are on auto pay, you don't have to worry about, did the bill get paid? What's going on? When am I going to pay it? How am I going to do that? It's just taken care of for you. Number 4 is prep for the pockets. Now, when I talked about switching to paper and getting help and all of that, there are things I'm sure that popped in your head that you were like, but I'm going to have to do that, Cassie. I still have to make time to clean my bathroom. And maybe you were like, what do you mean I don't have to scrub my tub and shower every week? Yes, I do. And maybe you do because that is actually necessary in your home, right? That's a reality. We have like a stand-up shower. We use a squeegee when we shower, spray down the tile when we get in. So we don't really have to do that deeper cleaning every week. That is what I'm talking about when I say prep for the pockets. Make sure that you have the things that you need to keep up with things on hand. While the kids are in the bathtub playing, that is a great time to clean the toilet and the vanity and the sink. That is a great time to get a little bit of cleaning done in your bathroom. While dinner is cooking is a great time to make school lunches, to prep food for the next day, or to wipe down counters and scrub out your sink. That's a great time to clean one shelf in your fridge. You don't have to clean the whole fridge. I don't know where we got this idea that we have to do the whole thing at one time. You don't. You can do just one shelf. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. When we prep for the pockets, we do small things to keep up with it. It makes it easier so we don't have an overwhelming half day of cleaning every weekend or regularly popping in to our lives. I like to do this by stacking things together that go together, which is exactly what I was explaining with lunches and cooking dinner for the night or cleaning the bathroom while the kids are taking a bath. The other thing that I mentioned is squeegeeing the glass and spraying down the tile. Those things can make a huge difference in helping you keep up with maintaining your house rather than having to do a clean. The best thing that has helped me the most in my home with 5 kids is doing a tidy time every night. So I grab a basket, I put everything in there, I go from room to room and I put things away and put things back in there that don't belong in that room. Now, there's a video on my YouTube channel about tidy time. I want to mention here that you can get your kids involved in tidy time by creating a prize. You can say, oh, I'm thinking of an item in my head and whoever gets it first, or we're going to race to see who can clean up the most toys the fastest. Whatever that is, the prize can be something like you get to pick the first show tomorrow. You get to ride in the preferred spot in the car. Whatever that looks like in your family, it doesn't have to be something that costs money or adds clutter. It could be you get to pick the first bedtime story tonight. These are all great ideas. Kids love that kind of stuff. It will get them involved in tidy time. If you're doing tidy time as a family, do it after dinner, do it before the kids' bedtime. Those are great times to kind of reset your house. Then once the kids are in bed, hopefully you get a few minutes to just relax in your house that's nice and tidy. Maybe read a book, maybe watch a show, whatever that looks like for you. And that leads me to number 5. Number 5 is rest. Rest, and more rest. I can't talk enough about rest. I know that you're too busy. I know there's too much to do. I know there's not enough time and you don't have enough energy. I understand all of that. And I understand that the next 2 things I'm going to talk about, rest and the next one, are both going to seem like wastes of time. This is very, very, very vitally important though. When you rest well, you're more clear thinking, your judgment is better, you're less likely to have accidents, you're less likely to have those clumsy incidents where you drop things and now you need to clean up a big mess. All of that's less likely to happen when you're getting rest. You're more clear thinking, you're better able to make decisions, you're less irritable, you're less likely to have arguments with the other people in your house. Everything's going to go smoother if you just rest. This doesn't mean that you have to take naps every day. If you can, take a nap, okay? If you can, take a breather for 5 minutes or 10 minutes that you just get to have quiet time. But one of the best ways to prioritize rest, literally, is to make sure that you're getting enough sleep at night by creating a bedtime routine that includes reset and rest. And I'm going to tell you right now, one of the best things you're going to do in that reset section is a brain dump. If you want to learn more about how to make a better bedtime routine so that you can fall asleep fast, sleep all night, wake in the morning feeling well rested, make sure that you check out my bedtime routine videos. I have several of them. And by the way, this is an excellent time to subscribe to this channel. As you can tell, I hit all the things that you need to create a well-crafted life. So check out those videos about bedtime routine. That's really going to help you out. Number 6 is mini self-care. I think when we think about self-care, we tend to think, I need to take a bath, I need a spa weekend, I need a massage. Okay, that's all great. If you can make that happen and you enjoy it, you go for it. But oftentimes when we are busy, okay, when we are in a stage of life where we feel overwhelmed and we feel stretched way too thin, getting a massage or taking a bath is simply not real. That's not going to happen. So let's get real about this. Just taking 5 or 10 minutes to drink your cup of coffee quietly matters. All right. Taking the time to color an adult coloring book. Read a few pages out of a book you enjoy. Listen to a podcast. Go for a walk around the block. These things all count. They all matter. A sheet mask. Those little footy things that have that lotion in them that makes your feet nice and soft, those are awesome. Anything like this can count as self-care. Self-care is actually not about what you're doing. It's about the intention behind what you're doing. Are you doing this to take care of yourself, or are you doing this to check something else off your list? Just taking 5 minutes to focus on you, to take some deep breaths, to really savor that cup of coffee or that bedtime tea, okay, matters. Taking that 5 minutes to dance and sing your favorite song in your kitchen, that is self-care. Whatever it is that helps you to feel refreshed and recharged matters. So do it. Rather than scrolling on social media mindlessly, because that's what happens when we get overwhelmed, our brains check out. Okay? Save yourself from that and enjoy some self-care that's actually going to help you. That's actually going to help you come back fresh. I'm going to put the link below to how to keep house while drowning. Also to my inner circle. If you're not there yet, you must get there. You're going to find all sorts of learning videos, weekly group coaching. We have a great book club in there. It's an incredible community and you will love it. Whatever you do though, don't forget to subscribe. You do not want to miss a thing here on Upcycled Adulting. I am always here to support you and to help you build your very best life. All right. Bye everyone.